What's up, my party people? Goodness. I just thought we could hang out today and talk about some books that I've bought recently. By recently, I mean over the last year, 12 months. And yeah. So firstly, there's The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This book is awesome. I love it. I think I filmed a review for it. I will put the card up here if I did. And yeah, I love it. I love the cover. I love the back. N.K. Jemisin's one of my favorite writers ever, and I was excited to get this. Where does this even go? Next up is the fifth season by N.K. Jemisin. Yeah, it's one of my favorite series of all time. I reread it last year and had a good time. Still like a 5-star for me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing up my collection and having the entire Broken Earth trilogy on my shelf. Looking forward to that happening. So that's it with this one. Next, there is One by One by Ruth Ware. I think I reviewed this. If I did, I will link all the books that I've actually reviewed. And the reviews I've done down in the description if you want to check them out. One by One is a kind of locked room, faraway destination, snowy mystery thriller. Similar to The Guest List and The Hunting Party, and I think I read like 3 books in like very similar to this one in like the course of a month last year, and it was a lot of fun. Next book. Feel Free by Zadie Smith. I really love this cover. I picked it up at an indie bookshop, like a second-hand bookshop close to where I live, and oh my goodness, it's got some pictures in it of stuff. I'm really looking forward to reading this at some point in time. But yeah, love the cover. Looking forward to getting into Zadie Smith someday. Okay, next one is next up is the Starless C. I love this one. It's by Erin Morgenstern. This is like one of those books that people talk about on BookTube a lot. And just look at that. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. I haven't read it yet. I have no idea what it's about. It also has like these little details. I love a book with like little details and stuff. Look at that one. It's got like a keyhole. It's so cool. I love it when a book is more than just like the words. There are these little moments of just like happiness and wonder for the reader to experience, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I will get to this at some point in time. I feel like that's a running theme here. Then we have V.E. Schwab, The Near Witch. This one again, like, that's just pretty. And I love like this tree thing happening. It's one of my favorite books to look at because it's just so pretty to look at. And there's like the whole tree thing on the first thing as well. Clearly, apparently, maybe this tree plays a big role in all of this, but hey, there's a bonus short story on here too. That's cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. Also, clearly, I'm looking forward to reading all of these books because I've bought them. But yeah, when I'll get to read them, I do not know. Over there. Another pretty one that I got from a secondhand bookshop is State of Wonder by Anne Patchett. It's pretty. It's like got like all these details, and the paper, it's got like this really thick paper with like little, see, it just looks like old vintage paper. I don't know what it's about. This book feels like it's lived a life, and I'm happy that I get to be a part of its next adventure on Earth. Stay it one day, everyone. Next, I have Eat That Frog. This one I also bought, like, I basically read this book one chapter at a time last year, and I love it. It's one of my favorite productivity books. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. He talks about how to use the idea of eating like the biggest, ugliest task that you have to do every day, first thing in the morning, and then just getting that over and done with, and then filling up your day with other things. I've heard like other analogies where you have like rocks, pebbles, and sand. And the idea is that if you fill up your jug with sand, there'll be no place for like the rocks and the pebbles. The idea is to fill up with rocks first. So that's the biggest task the most important thing that you have to do on any given day. And then the pebbles, which are kind of smaller. And finally, fill your day up with sand, because there'll always be a place for sand. Next one is Nightflyers by George R. Martin. Apparently this is a Netflix series. I've not watched the series. I've not read the book either. And this is one of those things that I am going to read at some point in time. At some point in time. I love George R. Martin's writing. It's like, he's one of my favorite authors. And when I got back into when I got back into reading, he was one of the first people I actually read. Him and N.K. Jemisin and kind of Tolkien. They were like my intro into the world of fantasy. So yeah, like his writing has a special place in my heart, and I recently finished the Game of Thrones first book in the series. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a review about that. Next up is Ancestral by Charlie Human. This is a South African book, a South African urban fantasy. It has like post-apocalyptic vibes. I was sent an arc of this by Penguin Random House. Do I even have to say it? Like, you can fill in the blanks. I'm going to read this soon. I need to read this month. So, because it was an arc, and I really love the cover, so like, just look at that. That's like, she has a bulldog and a spear and a thingamajig and like this giant monster behind her. Like, she's badass. Tits. Thank you, Penguin Random House. They sent me an e-arc. I went and bought this one because I love the cover. I love the book, and I just want to practice reading without a screen for a bit. The Lies of Loch Lomond. This is my most recent purchase by Scott Lynch. My brother loves this, and it's one of those epic fantasy. I don't know if it's a series or a thingy. I know very little about the books that I actually buy. I don't know if it's a series or whatever, but George R. Martin says that it's a fresh, original, and engrossing tale by a bright new voice. So I'm looking forward to it. If you look on the cover, there's like this dude just chilling there. How cool is that? And it looks like it's raining. I'm reading this for the Buzzword, this month's Buzzword-a-thon. And yeah, because I think the buzzword for this month is places. So Loch Lomond is a place. So this will be one of my buzzword reads for the month. Daring greatly, as is the theme of this thingy. I'm showing you books that I have not yet read but really was anxious to buy. What it means to dare greatly. It has like a bunch of things like that throughout the book. I started with like a couple of chapters with this one, and I bought it because it was part of a book club. Yeah. So I'm looking for more. I think I saw another one. It's like debunking the vulnerability myth. I think most of the chapter titles have something like that. And it's by Brene Brown, who's like the queen of vulnerability and courage and all that jazz. So, my first book by her. Skip that one. It's fine. Next up is probably my favorite, like my favorite collection is my Cecilia Ahern collection. I have Lyrebird, P.S. I Love You, and Postscript, which is the sequel. I loved this movie. I loved the movie. I knew who the author was before the movie came out, so I kind of feel like I need credit for that. Just silly, but anyway. I have no idea what this is about. I think it's about someone who loses her father or something, and there's music involved. Either she can sing or she can make sound or something. But it's kind of that. I haven't read it yet because it's kind of sad. It's an emotional love story with great heart, and I have not been in the mood for a sad thing. So there's this one, and then P.S. I Love You. Someone dies, and this lady is sent on an adventure by her dead husband. She's heartbreaking and sensational. I love this cover. Look at how beautiful it is. Just look at that. And Postscript. Look how beautiful that is. This is like one of my favorite collections. I want this cover as well. Look at that one. I actually want that cover too. At some point in time. But this is my favorite collection. It's a HarperCollins, or just a Harper and HarperCollins. It's a HarperCollins collection, and yeah, I think they're all beautiful. I want like all her books in this thing, and they just make me happy. Really, like, they just make me happy. Fill my soul. Where would that go? Over here. Oh yeah, Ken Foley. I bought that recently too. Also at the secondhand bookshop, full of giants. I thought this was gonna be a fantasy read. It was not. It is historical fiction. I will probably give it a go at some point in time, but not right now. Not right now. Don't fall. And then this isn't actually part of the haul. It's just part of my Cecilia Ahern collection, but it's not in the same size as the other ones. This is kind of a different size. So I want to complete this collection and that one, the smaller one, eventually. I hope you enjoyed my book haul. I've like purchased some ebooks and stuff like that as well. Let me know if you'd like a digital book haul, and I might show you that as well. So yeah, that's it from me. See you next time. Stay safe and keep reading. Bye.